We have a serious problem. Dr. Derek Morris is the president of the Hope Channel, which is the official television network of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. As you may recall, he published a video right here last year claiming that the killing of George Floyd and others was an act of, quote, blatant racism. You may also recall that I then made a video pointing out that Derek Morris did not offer even a shred of evidence for his claims. I specifically mentioned that maybe during the court proceedings, evidence would be presented, but if no such evidence exists, then Dr. Morris is committing a serious sin by not only making false accusations, but doing so as the president of the Hope Channel on their official account. He who answers a matter before he hears it, it is a folly and shame. It is a folly and shame to him. Well, now the trial for police officer Derek Chauvin has been concluded, and throughout hours and hours of testimony, not even one shred of evidence. There was no evidence presented whatsoever to substantiate the claim of racism. And in the case of Breonna Taylor, which he also cites, again, no evidence of racism. The president, this is the president of the Hope Channel, is on public record making false and slanderous accusations against Derek Chauvin and others. This is folly and shame. The reason I am making this video is because recently he stated, "Trust takes time to gain but can be lost in an instant. Be consistent and live with what? Live with integrity." How in the world can you preach about living with integrity but make nasty false accusations with no evidence? There is something important to learn from Jesus. Jesus never misrepresented his enemies. Jesus never made false accusations. Derek Morris has done a tremendous disservice to our church, and he has the obligation to issue a public apology to Derek Chauvin. He slandered him using the Hope Channel's account, so he needs to use the Hope Channel to issue the apology. Dr. Morris wants to imagine spending eternity with Jesus. But how are you going to spend eternity with someone when you made false accusations while publicly claiming to be his radical follower and leading his church? You publicly claim to be a radical follower, but you did what he would never do, and you did what he specifically prohibited people from doing. You literally did the exact opposite of Jesus while claiming to be his follower, and then you lecture people on integrity, and may we never be false witnesses, when that is exactly what you've done. Not only do you not follow the words of Jesus, you don't even follow your own words. This is disgusting. Furthermore, Dr. Morris, I'll be sending this video to you. Where is your video expressing heartbreak over the death of David Dorn? All these Adventist leaders are so quick. They're so quick to publicly lament the death of a criminal resisting arrest and high on drugs. But when a police officer is trying to protect people's private property and is viciously shot to death, you don't hear not even one word of sympathy. The very top leaders in the Adventist Church will send fruit baskets and sympathize with the death of criminals, and without any evidence claim, oh, that's blatant racism, but then turn around and lecture everyone else about integrity and bearing false witness. And this also provides us with a very important lesson that many church leaders will easily cave in and bow to the mob. And this is really frightening. This is scary, because if you are going to bow to the mob now, then how in the world do you expect to survive the trouble ahead of us? Notice also Dr. Edward Allred, who publicly boasted of killing over 250,000 children, and specifically targeted blacks and Hispanics. There is no other denomination, there is no other cult in the entire world who honors and celebrates a mass murderer like this, but Adventists in North America do so. And do you hear Dr. Morris denouncing this? No, of course not. And do you know why? Because he would become unpopular, and everybody knows that. Spectrum magazine has literally honored this butcher for over 20 years with gold star status. Ooh, oh my, diamond status, and even, here you go, lifetime recognition. And Dr. Morris, rather than denounce this as reprehensible and disgusting, Dr. Morris follows these people. Dr. Morris made false accusations publicly using the official account of Hope Channel, and he needs to issue a public apology. My friends, stop and think that through. Can you imagine what will happen if he admits that there is no evidence of racism? If he does apologize, and he should, then the mob will be furious with him. So let's pray for Dr. Morris that he will value the approval of God more than the approval of the mob.